Hello, everyone. My name is Rachel Schaefer Lawson from Schaefer Law Firm in Nashville, Tennessee, and I wanted to talk through the recently announced guidelines for Nashville to reopen hospitality businesses. So what I'm going to talk about today is the metrics that the mayor has outlined that are going to be watched and tracked and monitored in order for us to reopen. We will go through phases 1 through 4, focusing specifically on hospitality businesses, and we will go through a couple suggestions that we have for what you should do next. So the metrics that the Metro Nashville has laid out is that this is a data-driven, not a date-driven decision. The mayor was very specific that he did not give a date for when these phases would start. I want to make that very, very clear. It is data, not date-driven. There have been a couple of things that have come out in the past several hours that say this is going to start May 1st. There's no indication of that at this point, and you'll see in my materials here that I actually think that that date is a little bit later. The first thing is that there needs to be a sustained reduction or stability in new cases for 14 days. So as of today, we are experiencing a sustained downward trend in cases. So that means that we are within that pre-opening metric at the moment. There needs to be adequate diagnostic testing capacity and rapid test results. Contact tracing has to be in the works, as well as healthcare system capacity. So something to keep in mind here, that if the data starts trending in a direction that concerns officials, backwards movement of phases could happen. So I know that this will frustrate a lot of people, but I think we all need to just be, very, very nimble in this as we start reopening. All right, so phase 1. Phase 1, I believe, is going to start May 4th. It is possible that it may start on Saturday, May 2nd, but I wanted to do a conservative projection here. Again, these are projections. I do not have any intel that suggests that I know this for sure. So restaurants and bars that serve food, okay, they may open at 50% capacity. You need to make sure you're cleaning all surfaces after every use. Employees need to have their temperature checked every day when they get to work. And the bar areas need to be remain closed and no live music. Bars that do not serve food and entertainment venues need to remain closed in this phase. Phase 2, if all goes well in phase 1, I believe the projected start date for that would be around May 18th. So at this point now, bars and restaurants are coming up to 75% capacity, still needing to clean the surfaces. The employees have to have their temperature checked, and bar areas are closed and no live music. A couple other things that are not in this chart, no shared condiments can be out. So if you have shared mustard, ketchup, things of that nature, you need to put those away. I also think this applies to drink machines. I think we need to close those down, and we need to have drinks served by your staff. Soft drinks. Obviously, your alcoholic beverages, we had better be serving with staff. Bars and entertainment venues, again, at this point are closed still. Phase 3, this is where we're starting to see a lot more open up. I believe this is June 1st. So bars and restaurants are able to open at full capacity, still doing all of those other things that were in phase 1 and 2. Bars that do not serve food are able to open at 50% capacity, but you may not stand at the bar area. Live music is also permitted. Bars and entertainment venues are, as I said, allowed to open at 50% capacity, and we need to make sure we're cleaning all the surfaces and screening your employees daily. And finally, phase 4 is basically a full reopening. So we have everyone is open at full capacity, but we are still screening and we are still wearing masks. In phases 1 through 3, masks are required for your employees. In this phase, it is optional, but is still recommended. I believe this is going to be projected to start June 15th is really when we may see a full reopening. But again, let me stress that if the data starts to spike again, we may go backwards a phase. So obviously, this may really just be as simple as taking certain tables and seating out of your dining room in order to do that. But the things that you really need to make sure you're doing is screening your employees every day, I'm going to give you guys a link to some no-touch thermometers that you could purchase on Amazon through phases 1 through 3. Make sure your people are wearing masks. I'm going to show you guys a tutorial about that. You need to be cleaning surfaces after every use, and I would also recommend that perhaps a deep clean after every end of every business day might be a good idea as well. So what should you be doing now? So we are currently at April 23rd, so we have about a little over a week or so before I believe that we're going to start slowly cracking the door open. So the first thing you might want to be doing in your dining room, if you haven't already, is spacing your tables apart. Make sure everything is 6 feet apart. Take all your bar seating out. You're not going to need that for probably about a month. And ensure that you're only have enough seating for 50% of your max occupancy. Masks. As I said, your employees are required to wear masks through phases 1 through 3. So that's at least for the next month. I suggest if you don't have a connection to either actual PPE masks, I would highly recommend, if you have branded apparel, making some of your own out of your branded apparel. I've provided a tutorial that shows you how to make a mask out of a t-shirt below this bullet. Also, make sure your employees are washing their masks daily. This is really, really important. Those masks really become not as useful if they are not washed on a regular basis. Purchase some thermometers. I would do that now because as things start to get open, and as we've seen with the hoarding of certain paper products, I believe this is going to happen with thermometers as well. So we need to make sure that we're taking our employees' temperatures. I would get a couple of these no-touch guys, get some extra batteries. You're going to be using them on a regular basis, and I've included a link to the Amazon page that gives you several options for that. Again, remove community condiments, drink machines, anything that is community used. You need to make sure that your servers are providing these types of things to customers directly from the back in your kitchen. I would also invest in disposable menus. This is not a requirement, but it is recommended. Now, finally, let's talk about alcohol. The mayor's guidelines state that alcohol to go is still in play for phases 1 through 3. However, we have not received anything from the governor in order to continue to go liquor and wine. So as it stands at this moment, to go cocktails and wine are needing to be wrapped up by by a close of business on the 30th. What we consider alcohol to mean in this case is beer only. I will obviously update with some more videos if we believe that the alcohol to go will be extended through the phased reopening. But as of right now, that has not been communicated. So I wanted to just give you guys some, just so you could just listen to it and hear it and be able to see it really, really clearly. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Our contact information is below. We are here to really help make sure that you guys can start transitioning back into business in a safe way. We really are here for everybody, and we really want to make sure that this is done properly for everyone. So thank you guys so much for listening. Again, Rachel Schaefer Lawson with Schaefer Law Firm.